Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back into the video today. And today the Houston Rockets get crushed by the Los Angeles Lakers 140 to 109. And yeah, I don't. The Rockets, they're cooked. They're going to be first round exits. And if they meet the Lakers in the playoffs, they're getting swept. No, I'm just kidding. I actually watching this game tonight. I actually wondered, are there any if you don't watch this game at all and you just look at the score, and don't see that Alperen Sengun and Men Thompson. The list is so long. I don't. So we can just go over the list. No Steven Adams, no Jayshawn Tate, no Tari Eason, no Jabari Smith Jr., no Fred VanVleet, no Amen Thompson, no Alperen Sengun. I think it'd be better to list the guys that did play than the guys that didn't. The only guy that, here's the thing. The only guy that played in this game tonight that will be playing minutes in the playoffs is Jalen Green. I don't know. And I could be wrong on that. I don't see Reed Shepherd playing in the playoffs. I'd love to see. Here's what I've said this a couple times. I'd love to see Ime try to give some minutes here and there to Reed in the playoffs, just to bring him in to try to help with bring in some 3-point shooting for a couple minutes, which is something that I like to see Ime explore in the playoffs. But do you want to give a rookie some minutes in the playoffs is the question. Cam was great tonight, scored 34, but I don't see him playing in the playoffs. Maybe a veteran like Jeff Green, who's played 22 minutes a night, scored 6 points, scored 19 against the Clippers, on Wednesday night. I don't know. Maybe Jalen Green is really the only guy I think that played tonight that will sniff any playing time in the playoffs. So that's why I say it's better to list the guys that did play tonight than the guys that didn't. But watching this game tonight, I did think a couple of times, I wonder how many Lakers fans are at this game tonight that, not, they're Lakers fans, but they're not really knowledgeable with basketball, and they see this performance. Like, I don't know. You have to. I just feel like there might have been a couple Lakers fans tonight thinking, "Oh yeah, if the Lakers meet this team in the playoffs, they're gonna cook them." Like, I don't know. Those are going through my mind tonight. But honestly, just my honest opinion, and I think some Rockets fans will agree with me. The ones that are Astros fans as well. The Rockets could have lost this game by 100, and nothing will change my good mood tonight that I received from the Astros 14-3 win. If you're not an Astros fan, which solid chance if you're a Rockets fan, you're also an Astros fan. Doesn't mean you have to be, but solid chance. If you're an Astros fan, the Astros have been struggling so far to start the year offensively. Absolutely bad. It scored only 38 runs and 12 games, which is really bad. And tonight, they just went crazy. They went nuclear, scored 14 runs, and won by 11 runs. So it was unbelievable to watch. And then right after it was over, I got to watch this. But you know what? Even though it wasn't a close game at all, that's what you're gonna get when you have Jalen Green, the only guy playing, but at the same time, he only plays the first half. And then really the best players you got on the floor are Cam Whitmore and Reed Shepherd. You look at the other starters that maybe experienced outside of Jalen Green, Jock Landale and Jeff Green. I mean, they didn't even play 30 minutes. Jeff Green and Jock Landale were the two other starters outside of Jalen, Reed, and Cam tonight. I mean, Jock only played 25 minutes and Jeff played 22. There were a lot of guys off the bench that got good run. But I enjoy watching basketball like this. I really do. As someone who watched the Rockets lose for the last 4 years, and watched the bad games, like we watch so many, young players get chances like this, where you see guys off the bench tonight like N'Faly Dante, David Roddy, Jack McVay, Nate Williams, or Reed Shepherd and Cam Whitmore starting, getting chances and opportunities. That's what we saw throughout the rebuilding years of Rockets basketball, where guys are getting opportunities and guys are getting chances, and you get to see, guys really try to, play good basketball and try to make it in this league. We saw that for a couple of years when the Rockets were really bad. Towards the end of the season, there'd be guys that were playing their first games of their careers and playing and still playing good basketball for the Rockets. When there were when they were going through it a couple years ago. So at this point, I'm kind of used to it. When the Rockets were going through it a couple years ago. So I like watching young guys, trying to make it, and that's what we watched tonight for most of the night with Reed and Cam putting on a show, and then the guys off the bench that I mentioned that got to get some good run, like Nate Williams and Jack McVay and Dante and David Roddy. So it's pretty interesting to watch. But so Reed Shepherd had 14 points, five assists, 34 points for Cam Whitmore, career high 8 rebounds, 13 for 19 from the floor, 7 for 12 from 3. Jalen Green had 7 points, 3 for 10 from the floor, 1 for 4 from 3, only playing 15 minutes, only playing the first half. Here's the thing I'll say by Jalen Green. Last 2 games playing against both LA teams, only played first half and only scored 12 points in those 2 halves. Now, that's okay. I mean, because think about this. When Jalen Green's playing in the starting lineup where against the Clippers, the other starters next to him were Tari Eason, Cam Whitmore, Reed Shepherd, Jock Landale tonight. Reed Shepherd, Jock Landale, Cam Whitmore, Jeff Green. Jalen Green's going to get a lot more defensive attention compared to whether he's in the same starting lineup as Alperen Şengün, Amen Thompson, Dylan Brooks, Fred VanVleet, for sure. And not only that, but honestly, Jalen, this is the reason I'm going to say this. Jalen's not out there because he's trying to put up numbers. Jalen's out there because he wants to, maybe he does want to do good, but Jalen is out there solely because he wants to play. He wants to accomplish the playing all 82 games. That's something that's really important to him. He's played 185 straight games. It's third highest in the NBA it's the highest in the NBA outside of Mikal Bridges and Harrison Barnes and games played without an injury or missing a game. Regardless of whether it's an injury or a personal reason, nothing. There's nothing that has caused Jalen Green to miss a game in the Rockets' last 185 games. So I don't think playing well means anything to Jalen Green. I'm not saying he doesn't care, but what I'm saying is what he cares about is just playing and not missing a game. And I don't. Even if the Rockets rest everybody in their last game, I would still expect Jalen Green to be on the floor in the first half of the game, because what is important to him is playing 82 games, and I don't think he cares if it ruins his stats, because scoring 12 points in the last 2 games, because he's only playing in the first half, 7 points tonight, 5 points the other night, that is making his stats go worse. But the main thing Jalen cares about is that he plays, and he plays an 82-game season, which hats off to him, man. They're not the guys. There's not a lot of guys you can say that about. I saw it the other night with the Cavaliers-Pacers game with Jared Allen. The Cavs rested 4 of their 5 starters except Jared Allen, because Jared Allen wants to play a full 82-game season. So respect to Jared Allen and Jalen Green. But like I mentioned, Cam Whitmore was spectacular. Reed Shepherd was great. Jock Landale only played 25 minutes. He had 8 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 6 points for Jeff Green. Playing against his former teammate LeBron James, 5 assists, 3 rebounds for Jeff. All of his shots were threes tonight, outside of his 3 free throw makes. All right. Off the bench, David Roddy had 9 points, 3 rebounds, 2 assists, 6 3-point attempts for David Roddy. It's way too much. I like David Roddy, solid player, but does not need to be taking 6 threes. I'll tell you who I really like is N'Faly Dante. 8 points, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal. We saw some high potential when he got some opportunities earlier in the season against Oklahoma City in February. And I think he's a really solid center. Jack McVay, 12 minutes. He was the hero for the Rockets in preseason earlier this season against Oklahoma City. Only shot 4 shots, went 0 for 4 with a rebound and a block tonight. 11 points for Aaron Holiday, 4 for 7, 2 for 5. I guess he is someone who could see some minutes in the playoffs. I just don't see it. 4 assists, 1 block. 12 points for Nate Williams, 2 rebounds, 1 assist for Nate. 5 for 12, 1 for 6 from 3. Like I mentioned, the Rockets, their guys were not playing tonight. LeBron, 14 points. That was all in the first half. 8 assists, 4 rebounds for Braun, 6 for 11, 1 for 4. Luka went crazy, though, 39 points, 8 rebounds, 7 assists. That was all in 3 quarters. Reeves had 23 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. Jackson Hayes had 7 points, only 1 rebound, but only played 12 minutes. And then Brewy had 16 points, if I didn't already mention that. 18 points for Dorian Finney-Smith off the bench. 8 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 steals, and 1 block for Jared Vanderbilt. And then, how about Bronny James? He did shoot 1 for 4, but his only 3 did go in. 3 points for Bronny. The one thing I will say that I've seen on Bronny, I'm going to say this before I say the crazy thing. Bronny, is he a good player? I don't think so. But the one thing I have seen Bronny improve with as the season has gone on is his 3-point shot. I think when we saw Bronny early on in the season, his 3-point shot looked horrendous. But I saw it in the shot tonight. It was a really, really deep 3 for Bronny. Is he a guy that's going to make it in this league? Once LeBron's not playing, I don't think so. But I think you look at his shot and his ability, his 3-point shooting ability now compared to early on in the season. Man, his 3-point shooting has improved, I think, as the season has gone on. Outside of that, I haven't seen much. But I think that was really key with Bronny. That I think I was talking about going into the draft was, can this guy figure it out with his 3-point shot? And I think he has improved with his 3-point shot as the season has gone on. But does that make him an amazing player? No. But the Rockets lose 140-109, but half the team was out tonight, maybe more than half the team. Or if we're going to talk about important players, half the team. Or we're talking about if there are 8-9 guys in a playoff rotation for this Rockets team, eight of them didn't play tonight. That's how much the Rockets were resting their players tonight. So, and the one that did play was Jalen Green. Let me know your thoughts on the Rockets 140-109 loss in the comment section, and peace out, go Rockets.